So, welcome. This is the Rainbow Six Siege Epic Pro Fortnite gamers. Okay, being serious, this game's pretty fun. So this is for all the boys out there who just want to see if it's actually worth it. If it's good, it's worth it. Here's some tips before I go into a game. Never go into game chat. It's either really toxic and everybody's like saying a bunch of swear words, people are blasting rap music, or there's people making TikToks in the background. There's the occasional time where you'll find like the country 9-year-old who doesn't say swear words because he's like been raised the Christian good way. So that's like a beauty. But if it's not them, just mute them. Just mute them. 'Cause there's a lot of mean people in this game. But it's pretty fun. So I'm not gonna be doing. There's ranked, and then there's like sweaty games that aren't ranked. They're called unranked. Aw, that sucks. Let's try that again. Wait, let me show you the modes real quick. So when you first start off, there will be one mode called Newcomer until you reach level 10. Once you reach level 10, you'll get Quick Match. So, or maybe level 5 you get Quick Match, I don't know. Quick Match is usually what I play, because once you reach level 50, you no longer get Newcomer. And I'm now 66. Once you reach level 50, you unlock Ranked, and I'm pretty sure like 35 you get Unranked. So, Unranked is like competitive, but it has no effect on your actual ranking. And then Ranked is like competitive. So yeah. I don't suggest doing ranked because it's very sweaty and scary, but you'll probably be good by the time you do because you'll have to be level 50. But I'm going to go into a quick match, which is every game mode and like every map. But your boy doesn't like bomb game mode, so I just disabled that for my playlist. Or yeah, because you can go into options and then like turn off whatever kind of map you don't want, or like mode you don't want, so I just turned off bomb because I hate bomb. But when you're Newcomer, bomb's the only thing you get. Because with the bomb, there's 2 objectives that you have to like cover up, so you have to waste a bunch more like time and use a bunch more of your like devices and cover a lot more ground. So I just like when there's one space where everything can be reinforced and like barricaded. But usually it takes a little longer to get into games because of like my match preference. Sometimes you gotta exit out of the matchmaking and then redo it because it doesn't like find a game. But operators, so I'll go over these real quick. There's 28 on both sides, and there's like a new one every once in a while. Each operator has different guns and different abilities, and you have to buy some of the operators. Most of the operators. And, you know, I'm a sweat, so I paid a lot of money on the game. Not a lot, I paid $30 on the game to get all the operators. So for $30 I got every operator besides the one on defense. So I just got this ace guy, because they come out with new operators every season. And he comes with the AK-12, which is a AK. You know, it's a pretty good gun. You can customize what you want. There's like barrels, grips, weapon skins. Wait, I have 3 for him? Oh, I didn't know I had that. And it's pretty cool. But each person has a different power. So his power is he throws this little thing that blows up reinforced walls, which you don't know about yet. Which I'll talk about more when I go on the defensive side. But basically, they're walls that you can't break through. And they have like a metal on them, so you can't like shoot through them or stuff. So when you're on attack, you always start off with the drone. You have like 40 seconds to find the objective, which when you start playing it will be Newcomer, which so you're going to try to find 2 bombs. But this, there's like just objectives, and then there's hostages. So that's what I'm trying to find right now. Okay, so the objective is down there. So once you figure out where the objective is, it's usually good to go and drone down there. just so you can like get a better view for later on. Because when you die, you only get a view in drones, or you can like watch somebody. But usually it's helpful because when you die, you can like see in drones' perspectives, and you can mark people for your team. Okay, so my loadout right now, I have 3 breach charges which blow up soft walls. So there's 2 different kinds of walls. There's soft walls, hard walls, and then you can count reinforced as a different kind. So this right here is a hard wall. You can't break through those. Like they're not you're not able to shoot through them. But then there's like wood walls that you can punch through or you can shoot through, and you can use these things that like the breach charges to break through them. So right there, that's a Evil Eye, which they have a character named Master who places cameras with turrets, and it's kind of mean. So there's always those windows. But this right here is a soft wall. So this I can punch through and I can shoot through. So these are reinforced walls that look different from the inside. But my character's ability is I can throw those and then we'll break them. So that's what I'm gonna do. Somehow I got shot. I don't know where from. From the side, okay. But since I threw those things, there's now holes in that wall. I'll talk more about operators after this. So this person's Callie, pretty good, has a sniper. Don't recommend buying at first. Like usually once you get good at the game, she's good because she's hard to hit shots with. So you can shoot through those barricades. And she's actually pretty good, but that's the reinforced wall that I broke. So there's defense and offense, which are 2 different things. Defense is protecting, offense or attackers are like rushing in and trying to like capture something or like defuse a bomb. So it's pretty fun. The defense operators are different from the offense operators. And like I said before, each one has like a different ability. So some of my favorites are Sledge, who comes with a hammer that can break through all the soft walls. Thermite can break through the reinforced walls. Let's see, people who you will start off with, I think they start at Buck. It's pretty good. Blackbeard is pretty good. He comes with a shield on his gun. I'll talk some more about them though. So each one has a different ability, and different guns, which can like make them better or worse. So there's some operators that are better, some that are worse, some that cost a lot of money, some that cost like nothing. So depending on like who you like, what kind of guns you like, that may choose what kind of operator you like to play. Like I like to play people with ARs a lot because I just love ARs for some reason. So I usually choose players with ARs. And low recoil, because in this game, it's not like Fortnite, there's actually recoil and no bloom. But recoil can be hard to control sometimes, especially some of these guns. Some of these guns, you'll just start shooting up at the air in 2 seconds. So it's going to be a little hard to get used to recoil, but you'll eventually get used to it. I'll kind of show you like right now. So you just start like going up. That's me without my finger on the trigger. So it just went up like that because that's what recoil does. It's really not that bad, and you'll get used to it really fast. But there's some guns that you should just not choose unless you're just trying to like one-tap kids. So I'm gonna go with this Callie because the Callie is pretty good. So those are some hard walls right there, the walls they can't break through. And there's a camera. When it says you've been spotted, that means they have a camera and they're looking at you. So there's something called repel on attack, which is where you can like climb up. It's like a grapple hook. So I'm going through the top. But you always got to be careful because you never know when someone can be peeking. So that's Thermite right there. He used his thing on a soft wall, which I don't really suggest. But I guess you can. So that's a breach charge, and you can break through those things. So now I can look down at them. So you get 1 extra drone after attack, so I'm gonna throw that drone in. And oh, I see somebody, so I'm gonna kill them. So now with my drone, I can drive it around and look for the last person. So I don't know where this person is, but I think they're in the corner. So we won that round. So if you're not doing the competitive game, it's first to 3. If you're doing competitive, it's first to 4. And then if it's like 3-3, then it's first to 5, because if you get 4, then it's 4-3. It gives the other team a chance to score that 4 back, and then whoever gets 5 wins. So it's a max of 9 games in competitive, which is a little crazy. So there's a bunch of defensive operators. I know Griffin's favorite is Frost, which somebody took. Valkyrie's pretty good, and then Vigil's pretty good for like starting off. But the person moved from Frost, so I'm just gonna take Frost. Because you can buy a bunch of other operators, but I'm trying to just do operators that you'll see. And then Ace, because I just bought him and I really like him. He's like my favorite character. So I can do another game too, just so you can see. So Frost comes with, there's L1 ability, which you can choose from 2 things. Pretty sure her 2 things are a camera you can place down and a shield, so I just use the shield because there's a character called Fuse who's a little annoying, who puts down like a turret that shoots out rockets. Or I wouldn't call it a turret, but it's something that shoots out 3 grenades. And it can be really annoying, but the shield can block some of those grenades, which is pretty good. So everybody has a different R1 ability. So hers is bear traps, which immediately will knock somebody down if they step on them. So I like to place them on windows, like by windows and stuff. So I'm gonna go place one by the window that I'm at, so if they push by me, they'll fall into the trap and die. And then I'm gonna place my shield right here so people can't shoot at me. And I can just view this window and kill the people through the window. So you can also melee things. Melee hits on actual people are 1-hit kill, which are pretty good. But they're hard to hit, so you're gonna have to be looking at the person and then hit them. So something that kind of throws me off in this game is that there's no option to crouch with the right stick, which is really hard to get used to at first. Like, it's only circle, and then left stick and right stick are how you like turn while you're aiming. So I'm just gonna keep watching this door, because, you know, might as well. So now there's somebody tracking me. That's another good character to start off with. So I got killed because they could track me. That was the jackal that was tracking me. I don't know how he was tracking me, but he was. So we lost. I'm gonna do another game, just because I'm not doing too good this one. But I'm trying to talk more, and I can't really focus as much. Oh, I need to show you all what reinforced walls are. That's what I remember. Okay, I'll remember to talk about that. So when you're in casual games, you don't get to choose the location of the bomb, but in competitive games, you get to choose where the bomb is, or the objective is, the hostages, which I think is a really good feature, and it's pretty cool. So starting off, you're gonna get Frost to Vigil. So I suggest using Frost and like Valkyrie, because they're pretty like beginner friendly. But Griffin's probably gonna use Frost for just so you know. So I suggest using Valkyrie if I'm not using her, because she has a good gun and her ability is really good. So yeah. So let me show you reinforced walls. So currently you can do it to any soft wall. So these walls are soft, I can shoot through them. So that means the enemies, they can like make a hole, and then they can just start shooting through this wall and they can hit me. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to reinforce those walls so they can no longer shoot. But usually you should reinforce where you plan to like be sitting. So I'm gonna sit over here this game. And this is a game where camping's actually like a really valid strat, like a good strat. So I'm gonna reinforce this corner so they can no longer shoot through the walls. And then I'm gonna place my traps so they can no longer come in. There's not enough room for me to place it. Oh man, this person's thing is blocking my trap. A little sad. So, if you see a drone in that white outline, that means do not destroy it, because that means it's your team's drone. Jeez, they've blocked off everything. I don't have anything to place my trap by. Screw that. My thing's way more important than his thing. So you can kill your teammates. I don't suggest it, but you can. So I'm gonna place that there, so now they can no longer shoot at me through that side, so I can focus on those windows. Or if I want, I can still peek through. So I got flash grenaded. I don't really know where from. But I did. Okay, so there's somebody right there. So I'm gonna mark it for my teammate. They blew up the wall. Okay, so that person's knocked right now. They're probably about to die. They did die. And like, so I got 2 kills there with my gun. So that was a soft wall that they blew up. And since it was kind of close to me, it did do a little damage. So now it's a 1v1. And he almost won that. I'm going to do another game. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next game. Okay, we're back. So, before I go into this match, I'm gonna talk about operators that you're gonna be getting if you buy the PS4 pack that I was talking about. So this one's it's deluxe, which are like the DLC operators. So usually when you buy it, you start off with like you get like that first row. You get this first row, I think. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure, like, when you first, like, actually buy the game, the regular game, you just start off with these operators. Which, they're pretty good. But if you're going to be buying the cheaper version, you're going to be starting off with Buck all the way down to Dokkaebi for attack. Then on defense, you'll be stuck with Frost all the way down to Vigil. So, you'll know what season they came out because they like match with the other person's season. So Vigil and Dokkaebi came out the same season. So you can usually tell like what kind of like the theme of the season was. So their theme was like spies and stuff because they're like she's a hacker. He like can hack cameras and make them not see him anymore, which is pretty cool. But for starting off, I suggest Buck. Like, don't use him later on. And some people don't think he's that good. But he has a high damage, high fire rate AR. 40 damage, 837 fire rate, 30 bullets. That's pretty good. Like, that's one of the better guns for these original operators. And his ability allows his gun to turn into a shotgun. So you can just turn that gun into a shotgun. And then you can have an AR and a shotgun. And then you can use the shotgun to destroy the soft walls that I was talking about. Or just kill people with, which is pretty good. So, another operator I think you should like start using off the bat is Jackal. So his ability is, when you use his ability, you can see you can see footsteps on the ground. So you can hack those footsteps, and then you can track somebody's position. So you can see where the person is by hacking their footsteps. And his gun, I suggest using the C7E. That's what all the pros use that use him. It has decent fire rate, anything over 700. It's probably a good fire rate. Has a lot of damage, 46. Low recoil. It's one of the better guns in the game. I highly suggest you use this gun if you use him. Now, I like to use Red Dot. I think Red Dot is better for beginners, but ACOG is a really good scope too. But I don't think you should use that unless you like zooming in more when you're shooting. Then that is for you. Because the ACOG has a higher zoom. So, I think the last one that you should really use off the bat, 2 more. So Ying is pretty good, but hard to use. So if you know how to use her, definitely do. Sophia has a good gun. But starting off, I really think Blackbeard's also good. Because headshots in this game are a one-shot kill. Like, one hit is a kill. But his ability puts a shield on his gun so they can no longer hit headshots. They can still kill you through body shots, but you're not going to get one-tapped. So if you peek the right way, it's almost impossible to kill. So, people like to use this gun. I don't like it because it shoots slow, but it has a high recoil pattern. So it just usually starts like drifting up faster than the other guns with faster fire rates. Because the faster the fire rate, you get more bullets off. But with this, it just starts like carrying off in 3 shots. So it's really hard to use. So whenever I would use him, I'd use this marksman rifle with ACOG on it, because the marksman rifles are infantry rifles. And for those, you're not going to really be getting up in somebody's face. So you're going to want to stay back with the ACOG, which is the 2.5 times like magnification. Just stay back with that thing and peek corners or windows, and they probably won't be able to kill you. So yeah, every other scope besides the ACOG is just 1 times, but ACOG is 2.5, which is pretty good. Let me go over defensive operators. Okay, so defensive operators, if you buy the pack, like I said, Frost or Vigil, I highly suggest using Frost, Valkyrie, Echo, and Vigil at the start. Maybe Ela, but Ela's a little harder to use. So, Kavera's hard to use, but once you get good with her, she's honestly one of the best. And Mira's not that good. I don't like her gun, but a bunch of PC players like her because it's easier to control recoil. But Frost, like I used her earlier, she has a trap that will immediately knock down enemies, which they can eventually get rezzed, but it's still helpful. And you'll get an assist probably if they end up getting killed. Then her gun is pretty good. High damage, not too high of a fire rate, but it feels like it shoots way faster than it says it does. It has a weird recoil pattern because it starts going up, but it doesn't really go to the side, and then it will start to like shake a lot. But I do really think she's good. She used to be overpowered with her shotgun because her shotgun used to be called, it was always named the Super 90, but everybody used to call it the Sniper 90. And it basically, you could get cross-map kills with it. It was really good. Okay, Valkyrie. Probably going to use her in this game, and you'll see a lot of her. So her gun, high fire rate, decent damage, 26. It's not amazing damage, but it has a high fire rate, and in the game where like headshots are an automatic kill, doesn't really matter how much you're shooting or like how much damage it does, as long as you hit that headshot. So her ability is cameras, which like you can just put anywhere you want and watch for rushes and stuff. So I think she's really good if you know where to put her cameras. Echo, same thing with cameras, but he only has 2 cameras. His cameras, so you can like ride them across the floor. They're like drones, but then when you press X, they shoot up and get stuck on the ceiling, which you can eventually get down if you press X again. So they're cameras that you can set up. They go invisible, and then you can like shoot concussion blasts at the enemies. So you basically put them on the ceiling, and then you can like give enemies concussions, and they'll like have blurry vision, and it's pretty good. So Vigil, last one. Some people don't like Vigil. I didn't really understand what he was at first, but he's pretty good. So I suggest using the K1A, or if you're feeling memey, use like doing memes, do the Boz G. This gun is probably like the most meme gun in the game because it's a shotgun with a 2.5 times like the ACOG on it, which gives it 2.5 times like more. So people who are just in like a fun mood will usually use this, and they'll try to snipe you with the ACOG on it. And if you're just trying to have fun, I suggest using this gun because it feels so satisfying to just hit a clean headshot with a shotgun from like 50 meters away. So it has like no recoil, and his ability. So the drones, like that, like I showed you, the attackers always come in with drones, and his ability, it just wipes his image from drones. Like, he just goes invisible on the drones, which is really cool. Because he just goes, and then now the drones can't see him. And I really like him because of that. So, I'm gonna get into this game. This has been really long, but it's just the basics of the game. And operators you should use. So. This game, I want to use Ace, but I'll use the operators that you'll have on attack when you first start off. And I'll talk about some other operators that you can buy with easily. They don't cost actual money, and you'll earn enough money to buy them. So that, or Sledge, highly suggest buying him once you have enough. So I don't really like Blackbeard, but a bunch of people do. I'm not really going to use him, but I'll use Jackal for this game because he's a really good to start off. Like I said, C7E is an amazing gun. So I'm gonna use the Claymore because there's like a challenge to get kills with Claymore, so I need to do that. And it's also really good. So I'll show you why a bunch of people pick him in Pro League and stuff, and like competitive play. I'm not really good with him. I've only used him like once or twice. But if you're gonna use somebody purely for the gun, his gun's probably one of the best guns in the game. But his ability's good. Oh, so they have a Mozzie. I have that character too, and I use them a lot. So they throw down a thing that like captures your drone and then makes it theirs, which is really cool. It's like it's called like a pest, and then it will like hop on the drone and then hack it, and then now you can control the drone. But he costs 25,000 coins, which is really hard to get. But I got him when I just bought all the operators in the game.
Good work. The biohazard container has been located.
Okay, so now we found it. So when you use his ability, it makes everything turn like a different color, and you can see people's footsteps. So some people just like to hold this the whole game, and then the pros decide not to. But you can legit just look at people's footsteps without hacking. Like, you get 3 hacks of people's footsteps, and they only have 5 players in a game. So 3 hacks with only 5 players, that's more than half the team. 60% of the team. So I'm gonna do this, which is probably better for beginning. Just going like this, and then hacking footsteps when you see them. So I got killed because I hacked, but I ID'd an enemy. So we got clapped. I'm not really good with any of these beginning operators because I didn't use them for that long. I immediately bought an offensive operator. I immediately bought Sledge. So, let's see, I forgot who I said was good. So Buck's good. I don't like Buck because I don't know, I just don't like Buck. I'm gonna go Blackbeard, I think. Cause Blackbeard's not too good. I'm gonna try to get better with his AR. So I'm gonna show you like why I think he's good. So when I play with y'all, probably just gonna use I'm probably just gonna use Ace the whole time, because right now I'm in love with Ace. I'm way better when I'm actually playing than when I'm trying to explain, because I'm trying to like explain everything I'm doing, and it's very hard.
5 seconds to insert. Location of biohazard.
So we didn't find the thing.
Clear to engage.
See, he comes with 2 shields that cover your head, but they don't cover your head when you're running. So when you actually like get inside, you gotta like make sure you're like holding your gun out and peeking through windows and stuff. So they're either in the basement or at the top now. So we scan them and now we know they're in the basement because of the scan. So I'm going to look for a thing on the ground where I can break through. And I know there's one right here. So once you play more and more, you'll get used to the maps, and then you'll know how to get to everything. Which is pretty cool. So we now know that they're down here. So I hate his gun, as you can see. Why? I just don't think it's that good.
Resume securing the container once the threat is neutralized.
I got the last kill. I really hate his gun, because this just has a bunch of recoil. And I can't really hit shots with it. But I saw the guy mark, which is really good, because you can press a button, which will mark where they are. And that's usually helpful when you're knocked, just to mark where the person is. So your teammates can come and clean them up. So I'm going to use Valk, because I actually like Valk. Because on offense, I don't use any of the original operators. But I do use Valkyrie a lot, because like I said, Valkyrie's gun's good, her ability's good. And I'm going to show you how to properly use her ability. Sometimes people get confused on how to actually use her ability. I'm going to talk a little less, because I already kind of explained. But with her ability, you're going to want to look around and make sure there's no camera. So I see a camera there. I don't want to waste one of my things. But I may waste one on these stairs. Like right there, just so I can see the stairs. But I don't think I'm going to. So I think I usually come out here and place one. Oh, my controller did the broken thing where it started sliding across. But that still should be fine. So I'm gonna place one right here, because those people can push through that window. Gosh, it did it again. So my controller's bugging out a lot right now. And I'll just put that right there. This map isn't really like where we're at. It's not really good for her. So I couldn't really show how to actually use her correctly. But I still got it in good places. Good enough places to where it will be fun. So I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna go into my cameras. So I have a view right here, which is an entrance. And then I have a view of right here, which is an entrance, and I have a view of right here, which is another entrance. So I usually just place them by like the entrances, so I can see where they're peeking at and stuff. So my team's playing really aggressive right now, but I'm just gonna stay back and use my cameras. Okay, so now it's a 2v1, but I know where those people are because of the skulls. So you can look at the blood, and you can see that the guy's probably shooting from like over there. And then I heard the explosion from over here. So I see the guy, and then that's how we do it. We get the kill. So you really have to listen in this game, because that explosion told me where he was. But I wasn't sure if he peeked from that one. But I saw him, and then I just hit a headshot. Like I said, headshots are a one-shot kill. So, gonna need to aim for the head. Full Thanos style, pretend they're Thanos, and just go for the head. Just. Gonna use Valkyrie again. I'll use Echo for you all. I don't really like Echo that much, but I do like Echo. It's just the gun can, sometimes it's good, sometimes it just has a lot of recoil. But you can change his gun into burst, and that's really good. So I may do that. Burst, you can just continuously tap fire pretty fast, and there's not that much recoil because it goes up and then down. So unless you're like doing it like extreme, it really won't have that much recoil. I'll show you. I can't shoot at somebody because they'll think I'm trying to kill them. So that has like no recoil. But when you make it actually auto, it goes up. But you can shoot in bursts because they like this season they took away the actual burst fire mode, but you can still just hold the trigger down for 3 seconds, and it'll just go boom, boom, boom. So you just tap the trigger to shoot like about 3 shots. So I'm gonna reinforce, and then I'm gonna place my things so I have cameras, so I know where they're coming from. So basically, just like Valkyrie. Just the cameras are a little better, but has a little less, and I think Valkyrie's gun's a little better. So I'm gonna place this right here, because that's in a good spot where I can basically see where they're gonna push from for that side. Then I'll throw mine this way, and okay. So I see that guy right there. So he's going around. So now I know where he's going. So he's going to be going this way. So if I wanted, I could throw that. And bada bing, there we go. So impact grenades are really good for rotating and stuff, because you can just make a hole in the wall. So I saw that guy right there. I knew he was right there. But we still won. So we just won the round of the game. So I guess that should be enough for y'all. Hope it is. I'll probably just make another video of just like an actual game of me actually playing. But yeah.